Yo, what is up guys? And today we're going to be talking about Tamarinne and if her banner is worth pulling for. Now her banner will be running from the 9th of March until the 16th for a week. And let me say she is a must-have unit for PvE, especially if you're newer to the game. And even if you're in the late game, honestly, this unit is just irreplaceable. Now, she's only going to be really used in PvE. She's not going to ever be used in PvP, but she is the best unit for PvE content. Even if you can clear most of PvE content, you guys still want her because you can place her into pretty much every single team comp, and that will just free up a lot of gear for your other units. Now, if you guys don't know why she's so broken, we'll just talk very briefly about her skills because a lot of you guys probably already know what she does. If not, just keep in mind that she just does basically everything you want in Soul Weaver. So the only thing is her S3 will start on cooldown. It is unlike other S3s. You'll see at the bottom here that this will actually begin on cooldown. And the way you actually reduce this cooldown is by using her S1 and S2, which will actually decrease the cooldown of her S3 by 2 turns instead of 1. Now, when you actually do activate her S3, it actually upgrades her S1 and her S2. Before upgrading her S1 and S2, they're actually pretty weak. Her S1 is just a single target attack with a single target heal, and her S2 is just an AoE heal that is pretty weak. Once you actually activate her idle form though with her S3 for 3 turns, her S2 becomes an AoE heal with a AoE attack buff and a combat readiness push going up to 50%, which is actually insane. And her S1 becomes an AoE attack that will strip all the buffs off of everyone, and also we trigger a dual attack from the ally with the highest attack. This makes it so that you want to build her very fast, so you can actually keep her in idle form. And also because of this, you will see that she's often paired with a unit known as Asaria, which most of you guys have probably gotten from the selective summon. Tamarinne, guys, is a must-have unit. She's extremely powerful. Like I said, you can use her in most of your PvE content, and definitely a unit you definitely want to have no matter what. She's one of the best PvE units, if not the best in the game, and you'll pretty much use her from the first day of your account or the first day that you pull her until the end of your Epic 7 career. Even to this day, I'm using Tamarinne in pretty much like 80% or more of my PvE teams, and she is just amazing. You definitely want to pull for her, guys. Even though she's not good in PvP, just her value in PvE makes it so worth pulling for her. Doesn't even matter, you know. Maybe there'll be a collab in the future that people are saying that will rerun, but honestly, I think Tamarinne is just the best unit in the game, especially if you are starting off in Epic 7 or if you're still clearing through PvE content. Now for her artifact, guys, Idol's Cheer. You're going to see this is a Soul Weaver exclusive artifact. It will basically increase the combat readiness of the ally with the highest attack whenever the holder is attacked. Now this artifact, guys, won't actually really be used on Tamarinne. This won't really be used on PvE in general, except for like Katie's. Mostly this is going to be used in PvP. Tamarinne's best artifact will actually be like a 4-star artifact known as Magara's Tome, or just anything else like a Wondrous Potion Vial works as well. Now, Idol's Cheer, guys, this is a very powerful artifact for PvP. If you actually like to run a lot of Soul Weavers on your defense teams, this is an extremely powerful artifact for you. When people attack you, they'll get very surprised with the random CR push, and it can actually make it so that one of your units will lap theirs, and it's a free win. This is also very good in World Arena if you could put this on any Soul Weaver, honestly. You can never put this on a Soul Weaver and say it's a bad idea. It's always very good, unless the Soul Weaver is a unit that, you know, wants to just take the first turn, like Amelia or something like that, and just CR push their team, you know, right away from the start. This artifact is very powerful, guys. I definitely recommend buying this if you don't have a copy already. If you already have a copy and you don't really see a use for it, or for another copy, for example, then you don't really need to buy another one, but definitely at least have one copy because this artifact is extremely powerful for PvP content. Now for the next unit that will be running alongside Tamarinne, guys, we have Pavel. Now Pavel is extremely strong at single target damage and AoE damage with his S2 and S3 combo. He's not going to really be used anywhere except like Banshee one-shot for PvE, and in PvP he's only going to really be used if you are a cleave player. Now the downside to Pavel is that he is very stat hungry. Although he is very fast, you're going to want him to be super fast with some decent damage stat lines so you can actually one-shot the enemy, because you're going to see that he is basically a single target nuker that also can inflict a lot of AoE damage. So the basic combo here is going to be first using your S2. This is going to give you attack buff and then AoE damage, and also this will scale with your speed, so the faster you build Pavel, you'll actually do even more damage. And you'll want to soul burn this so you can get an extra turn, so you can S3 right after and basically one-shot a single unit, because this will penetrate, you know, damage sharing effects and also do increased damage based on your speed. Now the thing is, you definitely want to soul burn with Pavel, so you definitely need a Tagahel's Ancient Book holder with him, and you cannot really go against teams with like Rebellion because Pavel is very reliant on souls. for that reason, you're not going to really use him too much in World Arena because of the fact that they can just ban out your Tagahel's Ancient Book Holder and he becomes a lot weaker. He's definitely strong in like Guild Wars and Arena though, and if you like cleaving, he might be a good pickup, but honestly guys, I think overall he's an easy skip and not really worth pulling for. And now talking about his artifact guys, Dux Noctis, it is going to be a ranger exclusive artifact. This will give you increased attack when an ally makes a critical hit, and the effect stacks up to 8 times, going to 30% attack. Now, or 32% attack. Now this artifact guys, pretty trash. This takes way too long to ramp up. Like, you can't really rely on this too much because this can only be used in cleave situations, which I guess Pavel is good for, but there's no reason to use this because Pavel isn't really a unit that wants to scale into later fights. You just want the damage up front, so you're way better off using like a portrait or even an Exorcist Tonfa if you don't have portraits from Guilty Gear collab, or even like a Symbol of Unity, because this just feels really weird because you want to do a lot of damage at the start of battle with Pavel, but this artifact will ramp up. And honestly, for rangers that like to play very slow, you're way better off using an artifact such as like Bloodstone, Guiding Light, Proof of Valor, and stuff like that, because this ramping attack doesn't really matter too much in the long run. This artifact definitely needs a buff or a rework, so easy skip. This isn't really ever used. Mostly people just dust this or even hold on to it and pray for a buff. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Just want to keep it very short. Definitely pull for Tamarinne. Definitely buy your artifact if you don't have copy already. And for Pavel and his artifact, very easy skips. Hope this video helped you guys out, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.